Good morning, friends. Morning, we're back. We're back. More Final Fantasy 14 Online. Excited. We finished Lufia 2 yesterday. It's good stuff. Good stuff. We finished a lot of games. We're moving right along. This might be one of the first times where all my plans are actually working. So, fingers crossed that continues. But we finished Left Alive way early, like a whole weekend early. We finished Lufia 2 on time with a day to spare. I thought it'd take us till today, but we finished it yesterday. Great stuff. Goodness. Then we have Final Fantasy 14 this weekend. Hopefully I can get through the 6.0 stuff. Hopefully I can get through the 89, 90 quest line. This is plural, I guess. And move on from there. Right into all the extra stuff. The 6. Well, I say extra, but it's the 6.x stuff. To do 6.1 and that unlocks all the raids and such. And then, 2 through 5. Hopefully we can get it going. It'll be good. Got our paladin up to 90, which was the plan going into some of the queues to like combat the queue times. I still need to unlock some of the jobs. I think I've got a handful of those that still need to be unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more jobs. Pugilist, Reaper, Beastmaster. Well, Beastmaster doesn't count, so 3 more jobs. Pugilist, Reaper, and Thaumaturge. I think all of those are in Ul'dah. So I just need to swing over there sometime. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're ready to go. The plan will be Final Fantasy Tactics during the week, Final Fantasy 14 on the weekends. We should have. I don't imagine that Final Fantasy Tactics is going to take us the entire month. If it does, it does. But if it doesn't, then good. We'll just fill in some more Final Fantasy 14 time. Unless there's just a lot of time. Like if it takes me a couple weeks to get through Tactics, then maybe we'll throw in another game, another Final Fantasy game. There's a few options out there. And then, yeah, be ready for the 24-hour stream on the 29th. Should be exciting. So, no stream Monday, Tuesday of this week, or Monday and Tuesday of next week, I should say. Monday is the 3rd. I'm gonna get a lot of stuff ready for. Actually, what is today? Friday. Yeah, today's Friday. Regardless, something changes. Monday is still the 3rd. I'm going to get a lot of stuff ready for this upcoming month. I have new emotes that I need to upload. I have new overlays that I need to. Well, I will have. I still haven't made a decision. I need to do that.
High score! What does high score
quickly.
mean? New high
Gloria,
score, is that bad?
good morning, friend.
What does that mean?
How are we?
Should I break it?
How are things? How's the front line coming? Or is it? I know you're busy during the week. There's no rush. You've got plenty of time. But, yeah. So, Monday, no stream, so I can get ready for all that stuff. Friday, no stream because of birthday. Got plans. Going to see Hamilton. Going to eat some good food. Doing good. It's getting there. Should be level 90 soon. Nice. Nice. Like I said, no rush. You have other jobs that you can do it on. You don't need to get your Black Mage to 90. It's not like that's a requirement for you, really. It was just a requirement for me so that I could have a tank ready to go. So that the queues weren't 30 minutes long when I'm trying to do Dawn Trail raids. That being said, I'm not actually not Dawn Trail raids, Endwalker raids. I'm not too concerned, I guess, mostly because the fact that Dawn Trail isn't even finished yet, right? Like 7.55 or 7.56 isn't even supposed to come out until October. So there's a good possibility that I'll be playing 7.56 on release, which will be pretty exciting. I mean, there's still people working to clear the Dancing Mad Savage stuff, or the Ultimate, right? Isn't you mad? The Ultimate Mad, Ultimate Dancing Mad. Anyway, so we're moving right along. I'm not really too worried about queue times or anything like that. Obviously, we still have a lot to get through, right? We have all of this 6.x stuff. We have all of 7.0. We have all of 7.x. So there's still a lot of content. I mean, if we look at our log, we started... Where are you, Final Fantasy? We started Stormblood on the 30th of August. We didn't even finish Stormblood until the 19th of December. And so we did a 24-hour stream of Stormblood. And then it took us like 4 months, essentially 3.5 months to get through that. Let's see, Shadowbringers took us 4 months as well. January, February, March, April, May. I mean, 5 months, almost exactly. And then Endwalker, we started on the 15th of May. So this might be the fastest. This 3 months is the fastest I think we've moved through any of the expansions in a while. So I don't know how long Dawn Trail is going to take us, but I wonder why the others took us so long. This last year's has been kind of weird in general. I feel like my head's been worse this year than it's been most other years in the past, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And then let's see, Heaven's Word took us 10 months. We started Heaven's Word on the 28th of October. We didn't finish until the 30th of August. That's actually disgusting. How did that happen? No, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but I don't like it. Anyway, we're moving faster than we've ever been. So, with 24 hours of Dawn Trail coming up on the 29th, and then we'll continue Final Fantasy Fridays. Post of Realm Reborn is included in the Heavenward Response. Yeah, you know what? You're right about that. Thank you. Thank you. We did not. I think we clocked the time when we rolled credits the first time with a Realm Reborn, and I think that was because I didn't know if we'd continue playing, right? I think that was the big thing, was we finally played a Realm Reborn, and yeah, I think you just focus more on the redeemed game queue. That's true. The redeemed queue has gotten longer, which is good. Like, that's the point, right? I certainly can't be mad about it. That's literally the point. But for sure, it's definitely taken some time. Some of those games were just long. But that's okay. I think we have a good schedule going forward. I know sometimes things take us longer. There we go, full sentence. Oh my goodness, Gloria, what are you doing? You're out here gifting subscriptions. Thank you, friend. That's nice. Harry, Babuin, Retro Panda, and AJ. Hey, I wanted the mount. Oh yeah, I forgot there's the unicorn, right? Well, thank you. And thank you regardless. Thank you for gifting them to me when you could have gifted them to anyone to get the mount. I also want the mount. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find someone to gift. It's all, it benefits everybody, right? I do need to figure it out, though. Is it just, you either have to subscribe to 3 people or give 3 subscriptions? Is that what it is? It was on, like, the opening thing, and I took a look at it Wednesday. Well, thank you. Can I gift subs in my own stream? Does that work? I don't see why it wouldn't. I think it's going almost all of August. I was actually pretty sad to see, I think when I checked, it ends on like the 25th of August or something like that. I was like, man, 4 days? Like, it couldn't have waited 4 days. We could have had the 24-hour stream going at the same time. Let's see, FF14, Twitch, collab, Rainbow Unicorn. Looks like Rainbow Dash. Yeah, it does. It goes from July 28th to August 25th. It's 4 days short. Purchase or gift 3 Twitch subscriptions while watching any channel streaming Final Fantasy XIV online and receive an item code via your Twitch notifications for the following reward. There we go. There we go. All right. Well, again, thank you. We know who AJ is. I don't think we've seen Harry Bobuin or Retro Panda in a while. So hopefully they see it and they're like, hey, I wonder what they're doing. It's out just in time for you to go white mage, for you to white mage suit. True. True. I do have the mount. I got it before I switched over. Let's see. Where are you, Mount? There you are. Oh, I can't inside the city. Well, bummer. Let's just go outside the gate. You can do that, right? Boom. We have our healer, conjurer, unicorn. Whee! But anyway, yeah, we're ready to go. Ready to go. I still need to unlock those 3 quests. I'm not really in a rush. There's no reason to like rush it. I've also decided that instead of setting up all of my hotbars ahead of time, I think I'm going to do it for the jobs that start at higher levels where you have a lot more abilities available to you. But for the jobs that start at level 1, I'll just assign them as I go, right? Why? Most of the time, it doesn't even matter until you hit level 30 and you have to unlock the upgraded job anyway. For I do need to do it for this one because my things are all over the place. But you don't even unlock all of your actions and traits. They don't even show up until you unlock the job. So it's kind of hard to do. But one of the things that I found out about the game recently that I wish they would kind of go back to, I heard that for some of the jobs, they required you to level in multiple different jobs. So I think for red mage or something, you needed to get to level 15 in white mage and level 15 in conjurer and level 15 in thaumaturge or something like that. And then you would unlock the job for red mage. And there were others as well. I think that's really kind of cool, seeing as they're a blend of different jobs. Red mage specifically makes sense, but I can see arguments for why they changed it and why it's probably not as good as maybe I think it is, or could be. I don't know. I'm still a fan of I still like the job quests. I wish they would have stuck with the job quests instead of the role quests. And I know some people thought they were tedious and stuff, but it's man, that's why you play the game, right? That's why I play 14 is for the expansive jobs and for the story, right? If I wanted to play if I wanted to just play a character and things like that, I'd just go play WoW, right? I like the immersiveness that it has. Dragoon needed 10 levels in Pally. Yeah, things like that. It's super cool. I also heard that this was long before me, but apparently Paladin didn't get an AoE attack until 5.0 or 5.1 or something like that. It was Paladin, Warrior, and Dark Knight, I think, at the time. You had Flash. There was a non-damaging AoE ability that generated enmity, and that's how you had to do it, was that you would just essentially spam Flash 2 or 3 times to build up your enmity, and then you would have to play it. I just saw a short about the Paladin AoE this morning. Yeah, we must have seen the same one then. I watch those all the time just because I like to learn more about the game and see how I like progression. I like being knowledgeable of how things were. I thought that was crazy. They could use res too. See, that's awesome. I think that's cool. I was a little disappointed when I found out that Paladin was going to be one of the main tanks, just because it seems like Paladin has so many. I don't know. To me, a Paladin is more of a defender than an offensive tank kind of thing. And the way they described the main tank versus the off tank was, you know, the main tank is there to, you know, mitigate damage, right? Whereas the off tank is there to buff their party. And I was like, that's the perfect time for the paladin to switch over, you know? Like, why? I feel like we should switch warrior and paladin. Warrior should be more of the main tank and paladin should go to off tank. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Obviously, the perfect parry system that the paladin is getting, which I think is awesome, that's obviously an argument for main tanking. Right, being able to perfect parry attacks is one, awesome. I think that's a cool mechanic. And two, obviously, is like main tanky. You know, that's what you're doing the whole time. But still, I don't know. That's interesting. The good old days, cross-class skills were cool. Yeah. I don't mind. I like that each job has its own identity kind of thing. I feel like as you add more and more jobs, those identities kind of blend together, especially with this evolve system coming out. Like there's going to be a blending of how certain jobs feel. So I'm interested to see how they're going to still maintain identity with that. But yeah, I think shared jobs are cool, especially with like between roles, you know. People were dumb though and complained that they didn't want to have to level multiple classes to get their full kit, so they changed it. I don't know. I feel like in an MMO, like the grind is kind of the point. You know what I mean? Right? Like the in-game grind or unlocking certain things. It's kind of why you play the game. I mean, it's one of the main reasons. And I understand for some people, like they offer you a token that essentially unlocks a character and unlocks the job and unlocks the story up to that point. Paladroon, hello. Guess I'm dumb. What was your argument, Paladroon? Why didn't you like it? Because to me, as an ignorant savage who just joined recently, for the most part, I'm still a novice. What was your argument against it? I play the game so that I can dance. True. Andy left foot. 2 left feet, Andy. Just dancing. I liked it because it was bigger, incentive to try out different roles. Yeah, I think that's my thing too. Oh, I didn't play it, but I can tell I wouldn't like it. I didn't want to play it. Now that I've leveled a paladin to 90 than I was before I leveled a paladin to 90. Right? And so I don't mind that. I think it's actually good that the game encourages you to play outside of your role. You know, and it's temporary, right? Like, I guess to me, like I leveled my white mage from level 7 to level 30 on Wednesday, right? Like it took me a night and I did all of the job quests. I did the hunting log. I ran a couple of dungeons, like a couple of roulettes. Like I'm sure back then maybe the leveling process wasn't as quick, but yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm learning Paladin now, but I don't like the idea of being forced into it to level up something else. We are not forced, right? That seems like a misnomer. You don't have to play the job, you know, play something else, I guess. Right? I get what you mean as far as like, you know, maybe content shouldn't be locked by playing other jobs, but it's not like they're making you level up. Oh, I mean, now they're not doing any of it, but it's even in the past, you know, it was 10 levels in, like Gloria just said, Broom just said, in order to play Paladin, or in order to play Dragoon, you needed to level Paladin to 10. Like you can level the Paladin to 10 in 30 minutes, right? If I have to level Paladin to get access to more white mage stuff or something, then yeah, I am being forced. Obviously, that's probably an awful example. I think we're talking about two different things, right? I think later, like, they had the base jobs. From my understanding, the base jobs weren't really locked behind anything, right? You could just play Gladiator into Paladin. From my understanding, you could just play Conjurer into White Mage. But when the newer jobs came out, or when they released other things, is when they had the crossover. So, I mean, you're making a conscious choice to pick a new job, knowing what it comes with. I don't know anything, so I don't know anything to misremember, but It's the opposite. All 2.0 jobs require two classes. Oh, interesting. Cool. I think if you think in the context of it only being a Realm Reborn back then, there wasn't really a ton to do back. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying about the grind, you know, like the point of the MMO is to do things, I guess, right? By the time Red Mage and those rolled around, no more job required. Oh, okay, cool. But they were all, I guess, again, like in my opinion, a job doesn't really start. So how does it work? So now we have Marauder moves into Warrior. We have Gladiator that moves into Paladin. Conjurer that moves into White Mage. Thaumaturge that moves into Black Mage. Rogue or Thief that turns into Ninja. And Pugilist that turns into Monk. Oh, and Lancer that turns into Dragoon, right? But after that, I'm trying to think. None of the others required a... Like, I don't have to play anything to play Pictomancer, right? I just pick Pictomancer and I play it. Nothing... I didn't have to do anything to play Gunbreaker or Dancer, right? I just played them. I didn't have to have anything unlocked. Specifically, right? I think now it's general. I think to play Pictomancer, you have to have a job leveled up to 80, right? You can't just start from level 1 and go to level 80. From my knowledge, you had to have something leveled. But back then, right? Did those still exist? Or did you just jump into Paladin? Or did you just jump into Warrior? Because I feel like, I don't know. Like Gloria says, in order to play Dragoon, you did 10 levels of Paladin. Well, did you just start at Paladin? Or did you start at Gladiator like you do now? Did you need 10 levels in Gladiator? Or did you need 40 levels? Because the 30 plus the 10. How did that work? Because if it's just Gladiator, then like I said, you can get to level 10 in 30 minutes. It was 10 in Gladiator. Oh, okay. See, like, yeah, back to the original idea. Again, I didn't play it. I don't know. I think it's cool. Personally, I think it adds some character to the jobs. Obviously, as you get higher up, like the Warrior of Light probably doesn't need 10 levels in Gladiator to play Dragoon anymore, right? Like the Warrior of Light at level 80 or level 90 probably doesn't need to level the White Mage to level 40 in order to play a Pictomancer or whatever. So I kind of understand it now, but early on, leveling was also longer though, since level cap was 50. True, sure. Yeah. I'm, like I said, I didn't play it, so I'm applying a lot of like my current experiences and knowledge to how it was then, which is ignorant, right? There's no real comparison. But it feels like using the systems that are in place now, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it would have been as bad to me. But apparently it was, you know, enough people complained and they changed it. So whatever. I cannot miss what I never had. I think it would be cool to experience. But that's all. That is all. Leveling is super fast now, though. Being able to get to practically level 30 in a night, kind of gross. Nowadays, yeah, you'd blink and you have the Rex. Yeah. Like I said, I went from level 7 Conjurer on Wednesday to level 30 White Mage, and it took me like 3 hours. I'll team up with Paladin here. If I want to play Black Mage, why should I have to go on a detour where I have to bust out some knives or something? But yeah, it doesn't matter in 2026. Like I said, I don't know what the requirements are, so I can't speak to any of that. I like the idea of gaining that knowledge. Like I said, playing Paladin forced me to recognize like some of the, I don't want to say limitations, but like some of the capabilities and limitations of the tank role. Whereas when I was only playing Dragoon, like even then I played Dragoon, and then I played Summoner, and then I played Dancer, and I played a little bit of Gunbreaker, but I only played Gunbreaker in story content, so I didn't really have that like tank perspective, right? So I've only ever played DPS, and I really do think I've learned quite a bit playing Paladin from 1 to 90, right? 91, I think now. So I really do think, again, I don't want to say forcing, because I guess it's a requirement, you know, but I don't know. I think forcing has some negative connotation to it. But having the requirement for people to experience other roles in different parts of the game, I only think makes the community better, if that makes sense. Yeah, like think of all the DPS who just like stand in AoEs all the time. Like if they played a little bit of healer and understood like how many different things you have to focus on. But yeah, I like the idea of gladiator paladin or those kinds of things. I do wish newer jobs had that. Just don't force me to play Y roll job to learn more in Z roll job. I really disliked going, I don't even know what ACN means. Arcanist, right? Is that what it is? Arcanist, to get to Scholar, which is partially where I'm coming from because Scholar and Arcanist are so different. That's fair and different. That's the only role that's done that though, and they've said, or the only job that's done that though, and I think they've said they're not going to do that anymore. But I kind of like the, again, I did play that. I have played that. I hate Scholar. I would rather step on a Lego than play Scholar again, but I actually really liked the idea of this branching path, you know? Like starting with this base level knowledge and then having these branching paths where you could pick and choose which direction you wanted to go. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked it. I think after level 30, in my head, it would make more sense to level them separately. Like for me, I think it would work better. I say better, but for me, I think I would prefer like leveling Arcanist to level 30. And then once you chose, like once you equip the Soul Stone for one of those jobs, you leveled Summoner and you leveled Scholar separately. I think that would be cool. Instead of them constantly sharing a level. But yeah, I like opportunities to broaden one's knowledge for sure. But adding a requirement just means that many players will try to get it done as quickly as they can and move back to the thing they want to do. That's fair. I don't know, if I was playing like I could argue that like any experience is good experience, right? Whereas even if they're rushing through it, maybe they're going to get some. I don't know. I think it's just a phrasing type. I don't know. It's kind of cool that Summoner levels a Scholar, but like I'm not learning Summoner. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it would be, I think it would be better if they, once you hit 30, they leveled separately. I agree. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I played Summoner, I think up to level 60, right? I played Scholar up to level 30 and lost. I failed the first job quest 4 times. It was miserable. I do not like that job. But I guess I'm anti-requirement because I'm against Crystal Tower being required and sick of going there roulette. Isn't that what people do already anyway? True. Like for me, you know, playing Conjurer for 30 levels, did I learn a darn thing? I don't know. I learned to put arrow on every enemy I see. I learned to spam stone. Thank goodness for Path of the Dead to learn newer jobs gradually. That's true too. I think Path of the Dead is a really good learning tool. I wish it was more incentivized, if anything. I think I did learn a good amount. So when Andy, Gloria, and I were leveling on Mondays early on, because we were so low level, we couldn't do a lot of the roulettes. So we ran Palace of the Dead a lot. And I think I did learn quite a bit in Palace of the Dead with Paladin. Just because I was getting those like skills incrementally. And at some point we were like, well, early on, I was getting skills for like I was reaching a higher level in Palace of the Dead than I was outside of Palace of the Dead. So I had skills that I had no idea what it even did. So, oh my God, if you learn to do arrow, you're already ahead of many white mages. Oh yeah, no, I'm an arrow master, Andy. I am mastering the arrow. As someone who didn't have to do Crystal Tower, I kind of took away the impact of Graha. I understand why they did it narratively for sure. Again, I'm looking at someone, I'm looking in the past as someone who's just played for the last couple of years. The number of times I see white mages topping up players from 95% to 100% instead of casting arrow. Oh no, I'm not one of those. I let my tank get dangerously low on a couple of occasions. He was fine. They lived. No wipes, no problems. But every enemy was getting arrowed for surezies. Yeah, I'm enjoying, I mean, I enjoyed Conjure for the most part. I think I ran 3 or 4 roulettes. I mean, I did my daily roulette, and then I just kept queuing into roulette just to kind of do it. Because I was getting really tired of running around the map looking for marks, hunting marks. I know it's faster, and I know it's the most efficient thing to do, really, when you're leveling early, but to me, it's the most boring thing you could possibly do. It's like run to this point of the map and kill 3 of this enemy, and then run across to the other side of the map and kill this enemy, and then run to this one and kill this enemy. And for whatever reason, every time I find a guide for like the hunting logs, like there's a couple of good hunting log guides out there, but they just show you like clips of the map and then they show them in sequential like level order. I would love, maybe I need to do it myself. I need to be the change I want to see in the world, but I would love for a map to show you like where all the monsters are so you could plot out a course. You know, like I don't care whether the monster is level 70 not or level 29 or level 26. Like just let me get from point, like from the crystal that you're going to teleport to, just like go in a line, you know, show me the fastest route to get from point A to point B. I think that'd be great. But again, we're talking about that min-maxing, right? Where I'm literally advocating for what I just argued against a few seconds ago, where I'm trying to, but I didn't do it. You know, here's the thing, is like, that's what I wanted to do, but what I ended up doing was just rouletting a couple more times. So I think I definitely learned a lot more like queuing into dungeons than I did like using the hunting log with my chocobo. Eldrin says, I'd like to see Crystal Tower change from Alliance raid to normal raid at least. That's an interesting thought. You know, looking back at all the history of things, seeing all the things they've removed from like a Realm Reborn kind of makes me, I don't know, I don't want to say sad, but like, it just reminds me how much content I will never get to experience, for better or worse. You know, like La Habrea being now it's a solo instance instead of attached to the raid, you know, the final raid. Or like all the cutscenes and stuff that was in, and now don't get me wrong, again, I completely understand the El Realm Reborn raid is so tiresome, right? Like doing that just consistently, 27 minutes of cutscenes, I get it. I would like, again, I don't know why they haven't added the opportunity to skip that. Like just make it a 4-time skip. You know, if everyone votes to skip it, you skip it. I feel like they do that with all the others. Well, I guess now they just kind of, they don't let you out. Like they lock you in that little thing. I don't know. I have zero problem. I love seeing newer players. I'm a newer player, but I love seeing like unsynced players in my party content, like in my party. I love it. I love having people watch the cutscenes. This is the coolest thing ever. I love this game. Why wouldn't I want other people to love this game, you know? But if all 4 people have sat through the cutscenes, like if I have to hear Gaius like talk to me one more time, man, it's crazy. I remember experiencing that La Habrea fight as it originally was. I joined between 6.0 and 6.1. Did they really just recently remove it? Because back then it was like a 4-man, it was like a raid. It was part of the raid, the Ultima part. Because back then you actually fought Ultima and then you fought La Habrea, and now they've split it into like all of those. I love that too. These days, one of my favorite things to do is hop over to Materia and help people do main story requests. Yeah, for sure. Like, I haven't done that because I'm still working through it myself, but I could definitely see, like, once I've finished everything, helping other people to experience the game in the best way possible just seems like the most fun to me. It was pretty much right after you started playing. Of course it was. That's crazy. But yeah, like, there was a whole fight beforehand, like before the raid even happened. There was a fight with one of the other judges. In fact, it was the judge with the 2 shield arms. Like, I forget his name now, but I just love doing the various dungeons and stuff. They're so fun. Yeah, I mentioned to Andy and Gloria before, it's like, before I kind of saw daily roulettes as a chore, you know, I'm not a big fan of daily stuff that I have to do. I like it available, but I don't typically like doing it myself, you know. But I've kind of seen roulettes as differently now that I've been playing Paladin so much. Like, it's such a nice way of going back and learning, like, the mechanics. Because a lot of these fights I've only seen one time, you know? I've queued up. I've gotten a party together. We've stomped it, you know, first try or something. And then I've moved on. I've never seen it again. And so going back with Paladin or going back and doing roulettes, like seeing some of those older dungeons, it's been a lot of fun. So, Stone Vigil Hard is, like, the only one I don't really enjoy. Which one is Stone Vigil? Bye, Andy. Enjoy your meeting. We'll be here doing the 89 stuff. I probably need to actually do it instead of, you know, looking through all those is going to be tedious. Why don't I just look up Stone Vigil? And then maybe it'll remind me. It's level 50 and it has a really dumb can't. Oh yeah. Yeah. We've done that a couple times. Actually, I've only done it once, I think. We did have to do it though. Oh yeah, that was another thing. In like Heaven's Word, there was a whole nother raid that they completely removed, where there was just like this giant dragon attacking Ishgard, right? Like storming the bridge. And it was pretty much just like a huge DPS check. You had ads and you had like this constant dragon coming towards you and doing attacks, and you had to go and like launch cannons at it to like delay it. And the only way to win was to pretty much just out DPS it before you got to that point. But yeah, never seen that either. Anyway, again, I can't miss something I never had. It just would have been cool to see. Maybe I need to look up a YouTube video or something. Look at that. S. Greythorn earns the achievement Mapping the Realm Central Shroud. Good for them. Good for them. Let's play this game, shall we? We are no longer a conjurer. Well, we are a conjurer. Well, we're a white mage, but that was in 6.2, so I remember that original one too. Barely. Wait. Anyway, jeez. That's so crazy that I'm like right behind all this stuff. I'm just barely missing it. All right, Dragoon. It's pretty crazy that I can't believe I'm so caught up. In fact, my Dragoon and my Paladin have the same item level. That's probably because it was all crafted by Andy, actually. That would make sense. I think it's all level 90 gear crafted by Andy. But yeah, I'm a level 92 Dragoon. I'm a level 91 Paladin. Insane, actually. But that's okay, because none of them will ever beat my level 100 Fisher. The highest level, item level I have. I was a Fisher before I was the Warrior of Light. Look at me go, Mom. This set looks cool, too. Thanks to Andy. And, oh man. It starts with an A. Aria? Aria? I don't want to say, it's not Aria. I don't remember. When Andy gets back, I'll check. But yeah, craziness. Let's go. Old Charlian. Oh, I can just teleport there actually, or return there instead of paying 1,500 gil to do it. All right, so the goal today is to finish the 89 quest line. That is what I want to do. Hopefully by the end of the day, I know whether Brittany's going to be here tomorrow, and then I can give you all an answer of whether I'm streaming tomorrow or not. Last time I heard, she said maybe she's going to be here Saturday. Well, it's almost Saturday, and I don't know, so. It really depends. She's had a couple of rough days at work, so she might just rest. Okay, Ohika, what do you got for us? Unto the heavens. We're going to make our trip. We finally got the Ark ready to go. It's got the, oh, what was it called? The bunny hopper. Oh, Charlian is such a great city. I agree. I think it's very beautiful. I still think they should have introduced Blitzball here, but whatever, it's fine. Ohika Sunhika is ready to send you off with a smile. I suppose this is where we part ways, for now at least. Would that I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart. Mayhap the teachings of Galuf Valdesian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred, he said. Look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think, but for me, it would be the things I cherish most in life, things I believe are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture under the sea of stars. I for sure think this is one of the more pretty locations we've been to, for sure. Well, now what? Oh. Right. To Aporia we go. I also think what they did in Charlian was super cool. I think it's... Hello, Chanticleer. We have our Chocobo out for the next half hour. I think Charlian is like this more than meets the eye kind of city, was really cool. Having the underground area, just really neat. Like, look how big this, I mean, it's big. It's huge. Labyrinthos, pretty neat. And who could forget that we've been to the moon? Like, that's also crazy. And we went to Garlean. Also crazy. Oh, lots of craziness. I do this every time. I don't know why it defaults to no. I've done that every time I've tried to go down that lift. I think I cannot fly here. That's right. I decided to forego the ether current search in order to continue with the main story quest because, again, we did this. When did we play this last? Was it last Sunday? It might have been. I think we were playing it on Sunday. Those first 4 quests quite literally took me over 4 hours. It was insane. So I was just like, okay, I just need to push. I just need to keep going. Wow, look at them all. I really want Hoary Boulder and Coltonay. I really want them to step up. They're like one of the only... They're like the B team, you know? If like these guys over here are the A team. Hoary Boulder and Coltonay and like all the others, they're like the B team. I really want them to have a bigger role. I wish if there was a Scion that became the Bastion, I think it should be Hoary Boulder. And then Coltonay can take on whatever the next DPS is, right? I think that'd be perfect for these two. It doesn't seem like that's what they're doing. But anyway. They've been with the team for a while now and they've just taken a back seat. They've been on the bench for too long. It's time to pull them up to the majors, you know? Especially since we're 100% losing the twins at the end of this. And I kind of feel like we're losing Oriange too.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
Be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight schedules, but this was bloody murder.
I like your Nero still just stands out, both in
But we did it. We
posture
finished the
and
ship.
in color scheme.
It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a Garland through and through.
Can't wait, actually. I want to see him
I really don't
shift
know
to
what
the
we do
more
without
blue,
you.
the Ironworks
Thank you.
uniform.
For everything.
Don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of starfaring vessels.
The music in the background is really good here, too.
And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot.
Alpha
let
and
me tell
Omega.
you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world.
Endwalker music is so good. It's
But
been,
feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return.
it's all been so good. Huge fan.
So, have you thought of a name?
Oh, the Ark isn't good enough.
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Thanks,
Well,
Alice.
seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order.
Excelsior.
I suggested as much to Fortuno, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
I don't know what it's going to be named. Wasn't the one in 4 named Excelsior?
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration
Are we just gonna call
is
it
owed to
Hope?
the Scions,
That'd be smart,
there
actually.
is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the knowledge to traverse the stars.
Is he going to name it after his father?
And
That'd be
this
cool
fragment
too.
would
But
not have found its way
Louis
to us
yeah.
had the Archon Louisois not fought to protect this world, and in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The Starship Ragnarok.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We've been there, yeah.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
Oh, look, it's all the alliances. Nice to see you all.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them.
I invited them.
The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal.
And that's going to require a bunch of prayer.
However, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare. Not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves.
Interesting.
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
How fascinating. What
Care to explain for our benefit?
I mean,
As you may have witnessed at Bestway's Burrow, the Loporrits are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simply
so there we go.
make it
That's confirmed.
Tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Isn't that just ridiculous? Hydaelyn removed mankind's ability to use creation magics and then gave it to the Loporrits. That's talk about a kick in the nuts. Like, you guys suck. Mankind is terrible right now. The ancients suck. Everything about this is bad. I don't think you deserve this incredible power. However, I'm going to create this cute little bunny species who his entire job is just to save your ass when things get bad. They can have creation magic, so they can do it. Awesome.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Precisely.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it.
Right.
A derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I guess that's why it's so dangerous, though, right? That line right there describes exactly why summoning is an unmonitored, like, unrestricted creation magic is so dangerous. Because they went from this whole bureaucratic system where creations had to be observed and then, like, approved before they were released into the world, and they went to a pure, like, just a prayer situation, right? Like they said, simplicity of zealotry. Just like, I don't even care what I'm creating right now, I just need to create something to solve the problem. And then we got Zodiark and Hydaelyn, essentially. But, you know, we talked about it a little bit with the ancients, where they were talking about children and how it was, you know, so important for them to have early education. And that's just, you know, kind of frightening. Could you think of a young child who is developing creation magic and then just quite literally created something, some terrible monster out of their imagination? That'd be terrifying for everybody involved. Or a nightmare.
I see. By combining the Loporit's magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience.
I do kind of feel a little bad. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting, but we've talked about they've been called the Beast Tribes forever, right? And now they're the Alliance Tribes or whatever it may be. It still feels kind of bad in this case, where they're like, oh yeah, the Alliance Tribes, they certainly have much greater faith than us. It's like this, I don't know. We kind of, maybe it's just my own biases, right? Where we see this split between reason and religion, I guess. I don't know. It's just fascinating.
Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
They still rely on their primals. They still rely on summoning to progress, whereas we've gone beyond that.
Heidelin gave us the ability to use creation magics. She forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul or similar.
Makes sense.
She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok.
To what, then burn in the engine?
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiac, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Maybe. Don't summon Zodiac. Got it.
I do not understand the intricacies of this plan, but none of us would ever turn our backs on you.
I really like the idea of essentially turning our gods into fuel, right? That's what we're summoning. Primals, we're summoning gods, deities, in order to fuel our spacecraft. That's just
when the
perfect.
avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship.
Did our best, for sure.
In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
Also, isn't right now, like, currently, isn't Sorbonne kind of a lesser god? He was granted the power of a god, right? He was given that by, what's his name? The other sage turtle. And he was supposed to be in that position for a while until another could be, until he could be replaced. Interesting. I don't know if we're just skipping over that or what. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly.
Liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
Wow.
May we have a moment? In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
Satellite link pearls?
Portable teleportation devices.
Oh.
One for each of you, designed to work in tandem.
Cool.
Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok.
Useful.
There is no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them.
That's cool.
Be safe, all of you, and come back.
Also, one of the best troll devices in the world.
Who's that Pokemon?
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order. So I'll go ahead and board.
All right, Living Way.
A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
I would never doubt you.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
All right. Godspeed. Let's go. He looks cool. What a sick set of armor that is. If you will come this way, I will direct you to the bridge. Upon boarding the Ragnarok, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Isn't that what just happened? It is recommend. Yeah, okay, we've done all this. Let's go. More cutscenes. Hooray. I guess I should expect this, right? The story's ending. We should be... we should expect to watch so many cutscenes. I think they should all get spacesuits, personally. Where's Sataru when you need her? That message is so meaningless sometimes. Yeah, I know. Good old sleeping way. Or is it napping way?
Welcome to the
I don't remember.
bridge, everyone! I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back.
I wonder if they have some kind of like
Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in
time
just a moment.
limit, I suppose, where they're like anything over, I don't know, 20 minutes, they give you the message or something. All very pretty.
It's incredible.
This is Fortuno. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Fortuno.
The preparations for the summonings are complete. In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site.
Are we going to use our teleporters for the first time?
Are open. You may depart when ready.
Throw wide the gates.
So, are we ready?
Or are we already on the bridge of the Ragnarok? Oh, are we?
As ready as we'll ever be. Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again, with feeling.
It's ready as well, yeah. To the edge of the universe. Issue the command to launch. Have Alphino do the honors. No, I think we do this, right? I think we do this. Although we don't get to know what he says.
Engage!
It is sleeping way. Engage. They're gonna create a bunny Megazord. What are the giant robots from Pacific Rim? Oh, that's cool. I want to call. They're called like, man, Kaisers or something. No, Kaizo is the monster. What are they called? I don't remember. The Starship Ragnarok. Are they called Jaegers, actually, for fight? Like, it might be something like Jaeger. Boom. All of the primals that we fought several times. Good old Garuda.
Ah! That I must carry landwalkers into the sky! I cannot imagine a greater indignity!
Do not
Lord
sound
of the
so, for thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice.
The Lord of the Revel fight was super cool. That was the one with like the sword, right?
Let us revel.
Bismarck.
So long as the wind blows freely, I suppose all is as it should be in creation. I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
Boom. This is her domain. This is what she does. We really are just using them as fuel. We're summoning them so that they can fuel the batteries or fuel the engines on Ragnarok. That's so funny. Are we opening up like a wormhole? I guess that would make sense, otherwise it would take like years, decades, thousands, millennia to get to where we need to go. We're going to the edge of the universe, so in this case, I guess wormholes and space tubes are probably required in some way, right? Wow. Final Fantasy 14 in space. These are the voyages of the starship Ragnarok. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds.
Still in one piece? Good. Sleeping way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even. Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
Good, good.
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch. Alright, let's go over some points of caution.
Yeah, let's, I guess.
Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway.
Or Strolla.
From what we know of Meteon, she's likely used Dynamis to obfuscate her location.
Obfuscate. What a fun word
So
that is.
in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any.
Hopefully.
But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Hydaelyn believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Understood.
We promise to be careful.
They are pretty useful devices.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive and the vessel will shake a good bit.
It's good advice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, that's the least annoying alarm I've ever heard.
What is this?
If all alarms sounded like that, I'd be so happy.
Something is interfering with the equipment.
Makes sense, I think. Error. Error. Error.
Greetings.
Oh, there's median. Dark median. Emo median. Oh, Jesus. It's like the ring girl from the TV.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Median. It's her, the bringer of despair. Median.
So this is Meteon.
Can you Stola see her at all?
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters?
Met you. Well, yeah, I guess you're all kind of...
I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris.
She's so creepy.
Why have you come?
Now.
All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
The writers really do know how to do horror. I'll give them that. We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost, stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident.
This voice actress is really good. I don't know who it is, but...
Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky.
That being said, the whole thing about Meteon early on was that she had trouble speaking out loud, right? She was presumably still is like an intellecty. Now, granted, it's possible that with like all the experiences of all of the sisters, like all the Medians out there over time, like their combined knowledge and experience combined knowledge and experience led them to be able to like vocalize and speak better. But I think this would be much more terrifying if all of this was like literally pushed into our brain telepathically, right? Like if she was reading our emotions, because that was what it was as an intellect. She doesn't really like think in words and rational thoughts. She thinks in emotions. She communicates in emotions and feelings.
Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric.
Like honestly, at this point, we should all just be feeling like this huge weight of nihilism, essentially, right? This like weight of despair as she attempts to like telepathically convey these emotions to us, right? Because her words are doing it, but I don't know. Maybe that'll be a mechanic later on or something like that. Maybe it'll be more relevant. But right now, I feel like we should still be experiencing it ourselves.
Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Wouldn't that also make you an anomaly? Like,
just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Who's that Pokemon?
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
How much do the Medians know about everything that's gone on at this point? It seems like they've gone off, they went off into space, the edge of the universe, they've created this...
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours.
Seems like she can sense... Is she sensing the passion on Aetheris, or is she sensing our passion? Oh god.
Suffocated and extinguished now.
That noise was unnecessary. Truly. There it is. Okay, I called it.
I can't breathe.
Oh goodness.
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end.
I like how we're getting these subliminal flashes of her face. Oh, look at you, Thancred. Ow. Good job, Thancred. Just saved us all. Not even the Warrior of Light, huh?
By the Fury. Thancred?
Uh-oh. Press the button.
Meteion has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
No? I don't think it's happened.
Everyone?
Thancred be like, joke's on you, I'm already... Yeah. Joke's on you, my heart is already stone.
This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this. From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all readings are within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
That's weird.
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look.
Just press the button.
Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End. In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again, so long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell.
Wow. Place was cool.
So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Ultima Thule, the Sea of Stars.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
I wonder what the...
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area.
I wonder what the narrative reason for that
Leave
is.
in your care.
All right, that was fun. Andy, do you have a better idea of whether tomorrow won't be a streaming day? I don't. Brittany's still sleeping. When she messages me, I will ask. I can't guarantee it will be of any help in these strange surrounds, but I've readied a provisions node in case of emergency. Of course, if you encounter any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. Yeah, we should just be pressing the button to get Thancred back. I'll go to Scarius, want to be around for level 90 whenever it happens. Yeah, I will hopefully know in the next hour or two when she wakes up. Ideally. But I don't know, at this pace, maybe it's going to take me 2 days just to get through it all. I doubt it. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quests, but you know, the 6th quest, dungeon raid kind of stuff. So I'm going to let Coda outside really quick, and then I will be right back. Go, baby. Alrighty, we're back. Oh, look at that big thing off in the distance. It's not ominous at all. Try as he might, Halfino can find no sign of Thancred. Press the button. We're fortunate this place can support life, albeit barely, I suspect, given the torpid, stale quality of the air. But never mind that. We must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good a direction as any. Sure does. Trying to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another. Oh wow, look at the name of that. Look at the title of the quest. A Strange New World, but the S and the A are all like kind of wonky. That's cool. Or creepy. Oh, is this a place? Can I fly here? Or will I be able to fly here? Maybe right there. Maybe at some point, I don't know. Oh, there is probably a way to tell. There you go. 900 or 900 yalms to the northeast. So yes, you would be able to fly here. You need to be on the lookout for ether currents. Is that thing alive? No. Why am I gonna fight moon dragons? Stellar dragons. Okay, sure, yeah. Excuse me, stellar dragon. I don't actually want to fight you. At this place. Vitrified fort. Ruins. But of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. Perhaps. Could be weapons. Could have been a volcano. Metallic pillar has been partially melted, likely sometime in the distant past. The damage does not appear to have been inflicted deliberately. Rather, it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. Look here. This part is relatively intact. The intricate design of the top suggested as man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceive of them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. Hey, look, I got my own stellar dragon. It guards from here. Hello, friend. Zenian, what are you doing up here? Just up at the tallest point you can get to, looking cool again. I get it. We all get it, okay? You're super cool. I thought this hill might afford a better view of our surroundings. Poor decision in hindsight. Because of the light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Yeah, that's an accurate description. Ship does look pretty cool, though. Am I zoomed in too far? I am. It's like, why do I look so close? Creepy music again. Were you able to find anything? Not much. As I feared, and still no trace of Thancred. Guys, I can only say press the button enough times. Like, what are we doing? That's why we have it. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Like, that was the only stipulation, right? Like, that was the only thing. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. They all have the teleporters. They have those 8 teleporters that work in tandem. So if one person presses the button, they all get teleported back to Ragnarok. So the minute Thancred went missing, they were like, oh, we should go search for him. Like, no, let's just press the button and we'll all come back to Ragnarok. It's like the easiest thing. But not a single person has mentioned it. There are times when I sense it drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. It actually makes sense that Alisaie would probably be, out of the whole group, most affected. She's suffered quite a bit of loss recently, too. I think I might see something over there. I felt it too when I was near that thing. Did we sense it over there? I've been avoiding them. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Oh, we can see him and they can't? Oh, that's weird. Is it like an echo kind of thing? It looks like Midgardsormir. Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions when we are in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's port side we've yet to explore. Let us try searching there, then. So no one else can see these shadowy beasts around me? Can Estinian see them too? Dion, a word before we join the others. I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense, I suppose, if Estinian could also sense the dragons being, like... having, like, Nidog's soul within him. I'm sure maybe there's some kind of connection there. Or, I don't know, maybe they're just taking the form of dragons. Riding the Gwibber to fit in, yeah, exactly. Don't look at me, guys, I'm just another Gwibber. I'm just another type of dragon. Okay, there was an ether current somewhere in this direction. Okay, it's still pretty far off. I would have, yeah. Don't mind the music. Oh, what the heck is that? A Brobignac? What is a Brobignac? Besides that thing, obviously. That thing's scary. Can I not get over there? Oh my goodness. It's way out there, so I can't even get to it, huh? Somewhere out there. Somewhere. Zaria! Oh, you're here. Thank you for the sub. Good to see you. How are things? We are... If you mean you are here, meaning Dion is on or in Ultima Thule, then yes. Then we are here. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. I'm ready to wrap up this 89 quest line today. So far, it's moving faster than the last 4 quests, so can't complain yet. You see them too, don't you? The dragons? Oh good, Estinian can see them. Just nomming real quick. Nice. What are we nomming on? As I thought, their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgardstormer and mine with Nidog is what allows us to perceive them. That's what I said. Korean pork bone soup. Nice. I feel like you eat a lot of Korean foods, or just Asian foods in general. Are you Asian? Sorry, it would make sense if you were. Also, it's delicious food anyway, so you know. But I feel like we've talked a couple of times and you're always eating something in that vein. Oh. I live around a lot of Korean food. Okay, so it's just easily accessible. Nice. I wish I did. Korean food's good. I mean, I like most food. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on Etheirys? Maybe. Better to leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons that they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? I don't know. Korean pork bone soup does sound pretty delicious, though. I don't think I've ever had it myself. Sometimes it gets tiring if you eat the same thing every day, but going to other shops helps, sure. I feel the same way. I can usually eat, with a few exceptions, I can usually eat the same thing like 2, maybe 3 days in a row before I just don't want it anymore. And then I have to change something else up. So I usually make like 2 or 3 things at a time and then like refrigerate half of it and try to freeze half of it if I can. That way I can like cycle through some of the food. But even then it gets a little tiring. Dragoon! Hello, friend. How are we today? You are here in the area that makes me cry. Oh, good. Well, I don't want to bring you tears, but if it makes you cry, it'll probably make me cry. Oh, look at the other sleeping dragons. Can they see them?
Dragons?
Oh.
Here?
They can see them. Those dragons. Brain tissues is all I know, yeah.
What you see is a memory of a world that once was.
Hello again, Median. Can
A
someone...
world suffering a slow death. whose denizens cried out for the release
Hey, Train! Dragon, thank you for the sub. My goodness. All the subs
Their world
today.
is dead?
You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness.
Is this where the dragons came from? Is this like the home world
Creatures are shadow
situation?
and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Am I doing anything later? We'll be doing this until we're done with 89. And then this evening, I don't think I have any plans as of yet that I can think of. No problem, had some fun, so supporting my friends. I appreciate that very much, Dragon. Thank you. Never feel like you have to do that, though. I know ads are annoying, so that's just part of it, but
Our friend Thancred.
I do appreciate it nonetheless. Oh, the birthday countdown is tonight. That's right, it's the 31st into the 1st. If you'd like to come, I will definitely do my best to be there. I think I saw your invitation in the Discord channel. Well, not the invitation, but I think I saw the announcement in the Discord channel. So I will figure that out for sure. Well, thank you. Thank you for stopping by the day before. That's fun. Happy early birthday. I found out in German culture that's taboo. You're not supposed to wish somebody a happy early birthday, but, well, Dan's not here to yell at me, so happy early birthday nonetheless. My birthday's in a few days too. We share a birthday month.
Oh yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words.
Okay, she just told us the Thancred is now, like, in the ether of this place. It's okay, I'm not German. I'm more German than I care to admit, unfortunately, but...
Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send, I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men.
Jesus.
In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul?
This is straight up just horror, right?
In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word.
Oh, do we think it's gonna be Reen or Minfilia?
Survive.
Oh, neither. Never mind. I thought it'd be a name, but...
That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade.
What is...
Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure.
What is a Gunpla building?
Where you draw breath is proof that
Gundam?
his soul lives on.
Gunpla? I don't know what that is.
For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Wow.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business.
Justinian's just gonna star dive straight onto Median's forehead. Why is he so much cooler than me? We're both Dragoons.
It's futile. You will
Gundam.
never
Okay, I
reach
thought
the
so.
True me.
The Gundam model kits are called Gunpla. So I was right for weird reasons.
Emotions dictate reality in this space.
Gloria!
Such changes as you might work will
Are those-
alter its nature.
Are those pity bits because we just get to see Justinian do cooler things than me? I appreciate it. I needed it. Actually, some cheering up. This is all very scary. So it seems that Thancred... Well, Thancred is no more. Thancred, the physical form, is gone. But a piece of his soul, I guess, is like within each of us. Which is why we're still here, right? That's essentially what Median just confirmed. There's a lot happening. I'm trying not to be too distracted. But there's a lot going on. Thank you for the bits, Gloria. I do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. There's a new Gundam game also coming out, I think, next year. What kind of game? I know they had that, like, Overwatch-style hero shooter that came out last year that apparently did pretty good, or pretty well for a bit, but it's hard to compete with like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals and such.
You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteon holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
It's a fair question, I think. Or Thancred.
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
Is this just going to be like a running theme? In order to get farther, more and more the Scions are going to sacrifice themselves until we get to the end, and it's only like me and the twins, and probably Grahatia, because I don't like him, and he's just going to persist no matter what. This one you get to be in the cockpit. Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's going to be like a Mecha Warrior style game, or Mech Warrior style game. That sounds cool. That sounds like a great game for a Gundam, or a great genre for a Gundam game, rather. I don't know much about Gundam, unfortunately. It's never been one of those things. Big machines and cars, like, never really interested me much. I was more like the Knights and Magic style person, like, even as a kid growing up. So I never really got into Gundam. I've watched, what is it, Iron-Blooded Orphans. I really enjoyed that, but it's like less Gundam and more politics. So it's like, you know, not quite Gundam. But other than that, I've not watched or experienced much of it. So Unburdened Wings. Okay, we're getting more of these. Like, I wonder if they spell something. Do we think they spell something? What were the two before? What were they called? It was A Strange New World, right? And it was the S and the A. And now we have E and the W. S-A-E-W spells nothing. The text looks like what I used to use in high school. Zaria, I mean absolutely no offense when I say this, but that surprises me absolutely zero. It also wouldn't surprise me if you often sometimes still use that text occasionally. That was... Thank you for sharing. I think that's one of those things that we could have... It's nice to confirm it. For sure. I could never. It's too much effort to find the generator for. I have no doubt. It's like the oh my goodness, the SpongeBob text, right? Where you enter normal text and it translates it into the capital and lowercase version of it. Same kind of thing. You just type into it and it prints out some ooh speech. I don't even know what you'd call this. Those W's are like the most ooh W I've ever seen, though. Okay, seriously though, are the letters important? Should I be tracking these for some reason? That seems like too much. I feel like I'm looking too much into it. But I am curious now, so... I don't think so. Me either. We have an S, and we'll play some words on stream with the letters later and see if they do anything. But it was the S, it was the A, and now it's the E and the W. S-A-E-W. Save the world. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Okay. Despite Meteon's words, Oriange can't accept his comrade is gone. Well, he's not gone, right? If his soul still remains, that's something. I don't know what kind of something, but... Soul without body, a form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Yeah, this is not the first time it's happened too, right? Y'shtola has been in the live stream twice. Oriange's been in the live stream, well, possibly twice. Maybe 1.5 times if you count this time. So, you know, it's not over. Indeed, for we existed in a similar state when residing in the first. That's true too, actually. The circumstances are rather more dire than that. 'Tis true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Save the cheerleader. Yep, exactly. I wish the show stayed as good as like the first season or two. Regardless, in sacrifice he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm, that we might confront and defeat Medion. Estinian, Dion, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well, we can reconvene here when everyone is finished. Medion said these dragons are shadow and shade from a world whose citizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation. So please, be careful. I mean, you're gonna be careful, you're sitting the right people. Let us split up and gather what knowledge we may. Okay, well now we just did the dumb thing again. I'm gonna go attune to this. Actually, it's not necessary. I can just talk to that guy, attune, and go to the last one. Say Losk. What a name. Hello, Say Losk. A visitor, not of this star. Could thy slender hands bring plague to our world? Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame? Oh, how we would adore thee. Alas. With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its exorable march into oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. What terrible thing had to have happened for them to, like, want oblivion? Om Nosk. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. A crushing defeat, never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Ah, okay. That's sad. This is gross. Looks like it's all oily. Okay, kind of a theme change there. Tone change. Wayfesk. Hello, Wayfesk. Thou wouldst bid me speak. Folly. I observe the lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar. Only watch and wait, and end. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. Omnol, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Interesting. I'm not convinced this is all just like one star. I think this is like a star graveyard, so I expect we'll experience different people and thoughts rather than just dragons. That's my hope, I guess. Maybe not my guess or my assumption, but I kind of hope that's the case. Although, to be fair, we've only encountered dragons up to this point, so I could just be incorrect. But I do feel like this would be the perfect opportunity to like merge multiple stars together, right? Oh, it's a clutch of eggs, unhatched eggs. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar on Aetheris. Midgarzamir's kind must once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Virtra said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. Shattered dragon egg. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. The gelatinous, half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. I feel like that was kind of unsaid, you know, that was implied. A murky liquid has pooled inside this eggshell. The noxious... Whoa, I don't know what that word means at all. I've never even heard that word. Odor? Odor? Fetor? Noxious Fotor. What is that? I mean, it's probably some kind of odor, right? F-O-E-T-O-R. Otor. A strong, foul, or unpleasant smell. It's pronounced fetor? Fetor. Like Fedor. Like Fedor. Okay, I've heard Fedor before. Maybe it's just like an old English spelling of Fedor. They do that sometimes. Actually, sometimes. They do that a lot. That's not what I meant to do. No, they're pronouncing like Fetor. Fetor. A noxious Fetor. Feature. Okay, it can be pronounced with the soft O as well. Feature. Huh. Okay. Sorry. A murky liquid is pooled inside this eggshell. The noxious feature is indicative of contamination. So they were poisoned too. That's terrible. Gingerly lifting a large egg from the viscous mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in a pool of embryonic fluid. Your stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. Terrible. This one looks empty, though. Interesting. I'd only heard of the word fetid before. It must be the same root. Yeah, I've heard of, like, fetid, and I've heard, like, feder before, but I've never seen it spelled like that or pronounced like that. But feator. F-E-O-F-O-E-T-O-R. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonet within... Dragonet? Is that what we're calling a tiny baby dragon? Perhaps the dragonet within succeeded in hatching. That's cool. I've never heard it referred to as a dragonet before. What's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. If the dragonet was indeed hatched, there is no sign of it here, or its sire, for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, and I'll search the plains. But yeah, I think you're right. Like, fetid is probably similar in root. But again, 14 does that a lot. They use like old English or like older French spellings on occasion. So sometimes I just don't know what those words mean. I have to take a second to look them up. Aw. Bereaved dragon. That's sad. The dragon is alive. The dragon hatched. How's it living here? What's it surviving on? You are under attack. Look, I don't want to fight you. That's depressing. It poisoned me. Look, I mean... Depressing is Medion's middle name? Yeah, I'm just gonna make this as quick as possible. Sorry, friend. You're getting, like, full combo. Goodbye. That felt bad. I'm sorry, bereaved dragon. The boisterous howling hath been quieted. By thy hand, I presume. Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a mercy killing, if anything, right? Everything all right? I thought I heard a dragon, or something resembling one. Yeah, I was a corrupted dragonet. Man, they just really want to make you feel bad in this one, don't they? Ah, I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within Omnol are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. I like how Estinian's so direct. Especially with dragons. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet, when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. That's arguably even worse. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. In purest soil replete with ether did we once cultivate our nesting grounds, but our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerge as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. I don't know why I said it like that. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wow, so okay, so those statues of dragons, those ones that we saw out on the fields, those were ones that literally just wasted away. Quite literally wasted and turned to stone. That's insane. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed, but there is another star. This is not at all happy. It's all very depressing. A test of will. It's the eye now. That's wonky. S-A-E-W-I. I don't know what the I would be for. There's no I in cheerleader, so it can't be save the cheerleader, save the world. It can't be save the world either, because there's no I. The bereaved dragon has fallen silent, leaving Estinian to sigh with frustration. Me too, Estinian. Me too. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand, and wish that I did not. I'm really confused. We're treating them as though they actually exist. They said they were, you know, shadow and shade. Are these actually like living beings? Is this an actual dragon that's here? And they're like trying to... They are quite literally living out their last days in this place? Or are they shadows and shades? Is this like... Are they spirits of the dragons that were on this place before? I actually don't know. But the way they're talking about them now implies that they probably are, like, they exist in some form or another. Huh. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Come. We come, young bull. Stellar wyvern in this case. I mean, these creatures are obviously here, but... Maybe I'm just dumb and I'm missing something. Oh, I could have fast traveled, couldn't I? I forgot I even... Whoa, there's quests here. Aimless Protector, The Sound of Fear. Wow. If you have a question, it's likely that the game is about to answer it in 5 to 10 minutes. That's At least that's how crystal ball typically seems to work. That's a good question. That's a good point. Maybe we just need to shut up and let the game tell us what we want to know. Were we able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? Yeah, I think so. Kind of. Guess it really depends on what your definition of meaningful is. I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Dion. Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more accurately acute of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? No. I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto the potential platform to judge its integrity, but it never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside this space is as it appears. Interesting. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Loporrits to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Medion told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. Fair. So what you're saying is, we've no way forward. At present, aye. If it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Medians, but the dragons that hold us here. We have to encourage them? That's good. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. Huh, that's a fascinating thought. A sound theory, disheartening though it may be. They're essentially creating their own... What do they call it? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of situation. They are expecting and waiting for oblivion, so oblivion is all they have. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Okay, so I think we've come to the conclusion that the dragons do actually exist here. When Midian called them of shadow and shade, I think it's more of like a colloquialism or like a turn of phrase, you know, like if you call someone like a shadow or a shade of their former self, you're implying that, you know, they are lesser now than they were at their peak or whatever. It seems like these dragons do actually exist. It's just that because they've given up, they kind of like have no personality. They have no, I don't know. Well, they have no desire to live. Like they're not who they were before. They don't have the power that they held at once. So it seems like it was a figure of speech rather than an actual like definition of them. Midian meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in like manner, by overpowering the prevailing emotions. It was Ultima Thule's architect, Midian herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills, though I marked no leader among them. As such, I did chance to encounter a dragon, possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough, mayhap, to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain, challenging his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me naught against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better. He's pretty much saying, like, I'm too intelligent for the guy. He didn't understand anything I was saying, but maybe one of you peons that speak the common tongue, maybe one of you guys can get through to him. Good old Oriange. The dragon that I spoke to was clearly not well versed in Shakespeare, okay? Shakespearean literature did not latch on to him. Then I shall guide thee. Al-Ind, they call him, in the dragon tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. Ooh, if we can find a way to cleanse the water, that'd be cool. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. That's a fair point. We're already here. Failure's not really an option in this case. If we fail, we just... all of Aetheris fails with us, so... You know, here's the thing about emotions, right? I think the point in this case is to combat this nihilistic approach with hope. But the truth is that, like, nihilism and just, like, stoicism is just a lack of emotion altogether. And I think if anybody might be able to, like, spark an emotion in them, it would be Estinian and Nidhogg, right? Rage is an emotion. Rage is a motivator in a lot of ways. So we don't have to fill them with happiness. We just kind of have to fill them with an emotion that's going to encourage them to keep going. Like I said, I know the hope probably, or like the goal is to fill them with hope and let them know that everything's going to be okay. But truly, at this point, anything will work. I would think anyway, right? Huh, I wonder if it could be that giant dragon-looking guy over there. Alind. Hello, Alind. That was Ixion. What if we just like poke him with sticks? Poke him a lot. I mean, that'll make him mad.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
Yep. There we go. See? I'm telling you, Estinian is the Dragon Whisperer.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
Okay, if I'm right about this... Aye, our pride is crushed and our souls corrupted. The winds are stilled, and the heavens offer no comfort. Estinian should speak to him in his own language. You're telling me Estinian can't speak dragon? I refuse to believe it. There is nothing left for our kind. Our long lives a curse as we await the end. Still as stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
Our kin on another star. And yet, upon thee do I smell the blood of my brethren. Yeah, sounds like Medion is working off old info to answer your early question. Unaware of Midgard's speed. Yeah. Were they drawn into discord and war on their new home? Yeah, but it's over now.
They were. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
It mattereth not whither we fly. Ever will a sanguine ocean await us. Ever will retribution's wheel turn. Sanguine ocean. What a cool... what, like, beautiful imagery. Just an ocean of blood. I mean, it's depressing imagery, I suppose. And so, on the last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this wheel. One of them ate married a human... True. True, too. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred. Iron blood, yeah.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Huh.
Estinian!
That's one of the forms that Median took, right? The swallow, the bird, or not the form. That's we tire of war, we tire of turmoil. Dignity tarnished, crimson stained. Our misery, our shame, too much to bear. Release us from war, from life.
I see. Theirs is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
Boom. One more Scion down.
No! Not Estinian too!
Boom. Our way's been cleared.
There's a wind.
A bug in my face. Catch it in a second.
He's opened the way for us.
Oh.
Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Aw. Or Alphino.
Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
Old Alphino, always sure of his friends. He would not. Man, all kinds of emotions, huh? Mostly depressing ones. Stellar shelled dragon. No. Wish not to fight you. Is that a lookout? Just a lookout. Not even a ether current, just a lookout. Oh, I'm not in it, am I? I think you have to be like right on top of it. It's probably not going to trigger until... Yeah, I'm dumb. There we go. Vista Record, Ultima Thule. Isn't it weird that this was in the sightseeing log? We never really asked those questions. It's like the sightseeing log is this ever-present, omniscient creature, or like not the log itself, but the family that gives it to you. Look there, the wind. I see it. This is Estinian's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. Alright. Up there, I imagine. Whee! A powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other scions should arrive before long. Hope so. I wonder if the elements are intentional. Like Thancred essentially being the ground, like Thancred being an earth element type situation, right? And Estinian being the wind. There's 8 of us, aren't there 8 elements? I wonder if that's intentional. I mean, I would say Alizé would be the fire, right? I think the Warrior of Light has to be light. I think it's easy to say that Y'shtola might be the darkness, which would leave water and fire. Oh no, fire is Alizé, which would leave water and lightning, water and thunder. Or I like Alphinaud being water just because of how fluid he's been, right? Like water is strong, but it's also like fluid and adaptable. It fits into its surroundings, like he's the talkative one. Urianger being the thunder. I could honestly see those two switched. Urianger and Y'shtola being like thunder and darkness. I wonder which... I think there could be arguments for both. Oh, we're missing one with Grahatia. What am I missing? Aren't there... There's 8 of us, and there's 8 elements. What are the 8 elements? Am I missing grass? Oh, ice. Good point. I mean, yeah, okay. Grahatia is definitely ice, right? With the crystal tower and everything. So... you could also argue that, like, Y'shtola would be fire, and, like, Alizé could be thunder, even. Like, with how quick she is. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the fire and water combo with Alizé and Alphinaud are just too easy, though. I think that's like, you know, they've always kind of been the opposites of each other. Not just like the color scheme that we're looking at right now, but you could obviously argue that even Alphinaud is ice, though, just because of how resolute he's been, right? I don't know. I think Alizé's temper deserves fire. She's earned. I agree. I think Alizé being fire is good. I like Alphinaud as water. I think Grahatia is ice. I want to say that Y'shtola is darkness and Urianger is lightning or thunder. I think that's probably what I would go with, but I don't know. What do you guys think? We'll see if we see if we keep dropping. Maybe we'll see. We'll keep dropping scions, and maybe they'll keep revealing themselves to us. But I actually already like Thancred being. You know, I could have seen Thancred being the thunder too, honestly. But I think him being like the foundation of the group, I think is very strong. I think it's very thematic. Like clearly, he's been that for a long time. You know, he was there for Minfilia when Minfilia was a child. He was there for Reen. You know, like he is a foundational member. And then Estinian being the wind, I really like that too, because the wind blows. You know, he was a vagrant, more or less. He was a migrant. You know, he came and went with the wind for the longest time. Dragoons jumping, like being in the air and stuff like that, I think makes a lot of sense as far as like the wind and Dragoon and like his personality. So I like that a lot. Alphinaud would do well as water. As a politician, he's got to be flexible, though, and wind his way to success, or wind his way to successful outcome. Yeah, I agree. I think the reasoning is all there. I just don't know if I'm like stretching. Like that's the only thing. Is right now it seems like, I don't know. I kind of like it, but we'll see. I guess we'll see as we go on. The dragons remain tapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war, yet Estinian knew them better than most. Maybe stretching, but works too well for me to deny. I know, right? Like, it just, I don't know if it was intentional. Again, I've said this before, I think the writers they write with intent a lot, right? The game is designed with intent a lot. And so sometimes I find myself like wondering if I'm looking too much into things. Just because maybe I'm looking for meaning in things that, you know, the intended meaning wasn't there. But I don't know, time will tell maybe. Okay, yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting, Alphino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alisaie is right. We must press on, for their sake. For those who come after. Roads paved. Sacrifice. Oh my goodness. It's getting more and more weird, isn't it? Okay, another A. Another, and then F. I mean, there's a W still. I was gonna say it very well could be like just sacrifice, but there's that W, that pesky W. I'm starting to think these don't mean anything. I mean, I didn't really think they meant anything at the beginning, but I thought it'd be fun to track. But now I'm like, I don't know what I'm making with these letters. All right, Alphino, what do you got? Roads paved, maybe in sacrifice? Do you think that's supposed to be roads paved in sacrifice? Alphino has regained his composure and is ready to proceed. As Justola and Alisaie said, we must continue. Must. Notice the change in our surroundings. Perhaps it's the memory of an altogether different world. Okay, I called that. It would be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in this sand. I was like, this would be a cool time. It's like more of like a star graveyard than just the remnants of a singular star. And it seems like even the terrain is different, right? That's all like rocky and crazy, and this is sandy. And that's not a dragon. That looks like a Marlborough. Stellar Marlborough? Marble? Is it? I don't know. I never know how to pronounce these stupid things. It's just called an other one? Okay, yeah, no, we're not fighting Lovecraftian horrors. What do you got for us, Orion J? I think it's Marlborough, right? Marlborough is the cigarette. Marlborough is the Final Fantasy creature. Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface, 'twould appear as ordinary stone. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it is not a language with which I am familiar. I cannot say I recognize it either. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely, so we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. I really love that the dragons share their history in song. It's very, like, ancient, you know, it's very grounded. Medion claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. What was the language in Final Fantasy X? Was the Albed? Is the Albed language, right? Those are symbols though, so it can't be Albed. Looks more like hieroglyphics, if anything. What do you got for us, Alisaie? What do you suppose that is over there? You mean that big tower over there? I don't know. Should we go look? I'm not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Drifting Aya. Okay. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever killed them, built, sorry, let's start over. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. I didn't check to see if there was any blue quests that opened up after I finished that. Not that I'm going to do them, but... Well, there's fates here too. That I didn't expect. I think there might be an ether current around near us. Right up there, it seems. Hey, look at that. If I would have just walked to the north a little bit, it would have popped up. A drifting Aya, huh? Creepy. Hello, ether current. May I have you? That away. We'll probably go that way eventually. Arsamir's back. And being called an Otherwind is something else. That's kind of terrifying. This whole section is terrifying. Ghostly figure. Hello? Oh, that looks like an ether crystal, doesn't it? Whoa. Look how creepy they look. Not creepy, but like... Are they reflecting the stars around them? Are they glass-like? Or, yeah, I guess so. Well, maybe. They can't reflect down. That light, that angle doesn't work. Do they look like that? Is that their body? Like, do they look all celestial? That's pretty cool. Also, this music is neat. Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence. Hello. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Ah, forgive me, I had forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted. Whoa, what the heck is that? Kind of funny that there are fates in Ultima Thule. By ushering entities to their end, you're essentially helping media. Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it? When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intentions, Aya, I believe, was the pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kofkuj. Kofkudg? Do you think the G is silent? Do you think it's Kuj? There's no E, so it could be Kudg. Kofkudg. Okay, friend. I'm gonna call you Aya. Yes, Kofkudg of the Aya. Okay. We have encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of ether, or dynamis, as this place is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive then. That is well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. It is very rude of us not to talk to him directly. I mean, we should just address Tim. Can we? I love these weirdos. They are weird. Like yourselves, we Aya are aether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. Oh, interesting. Have these guys kind of like ascended into pure, like, or more ethereal forms? I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I've prepared 198,712,180,827. You've prepared that many questions? Can we start in order of priority? That is rather a lot, isn't it? My apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh, and have endeavored to create our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Can never be too thorough. Hey, like, these are my kind of people, alright? I understand. I also like asking a bunch of questions. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. Wow. And the reason you need to regain corporeal forms? To fight each other? Why, to bring it into our existence, of course. Okay, never mind. The AO were also mandated to include a bluff in all comms. We're one and the same. The Aya is my spirit creature, minus the whole wanting to end their existence thing. It's kind of sad. They're like, we just constantly exist in this ethereal form. We can't die because we don't have bodies. Though need is perhaps too strong a word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric, oh man, that's word sucks. Exsanguinators, but such a death seems inadequate. They want to die with meaning. They're like, we could just disappear if we want to, but it'd be cooler if we just had a body to die in. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. Yeah, they're like, we gotta do it properly. We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any question you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Why does he keep doing that? Also, I like the fact that his cloak goes with him. It like covers both his head and his body. Very well. To infuse efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you into our home. Yes, the abode of the Aya, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Aya wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me, aka they want to take yours. Rather than create their own, they would rather just take the body of someone that already exists. This is going rather smoothly. Not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. Okay, here's my guess. Here's my actual guess. Are you ready? Pure curiosity. They've probably advanced so far in life that they have no more questions to answer, right? Like, they've ascended past the need for a physical form. They exist purely in the ether. Maybe it's just pure curiosity, right? They don't know what comes after, and in order to answer that question, they have to die, you know? Like, I think that's a reasonable take on a being of this nature. I don't know why they need a body that feels correctly if they just want to die. Like they said, they're traditionalists. They're like, we need a body to die. That's how you have to feel like your spirit is leaving your body. They could cease to exist, but that's boring, you know? That's not the full experience of dying. They want to experience death in the way that they feel is most, I don't know, most natural, most educational, most thorough, you know? Interesting thought, really. I don't know. That's my guess. At any rate, we will find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. Let's. To the abode of Aya. Awesome, we are going this way. Maybe we'll find another ether current. You have discovered a new location. Whoa, what are you guys? Luminions. Whoa. They remind me of something. Have you guys ever seen Fantasia? Maybe it's Fantasia 2000 even. It's like when they talk about the string. Like a stringed instrument. Anyway. That would only make sense if I like their design. Yeah, it's very unique. It's very different from what we've seen otherwise. 200 and 300 yalms to the north. Have I gotten farther away? How did I get farther away? I'm sure we'll go up there already because the crystal's up there. Off Kug. Off Kug. It's a fun word to say. Kug. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers, you will find, remain idle in their domiciles. Compeers. That, like, a combined word? Companions and peers. Compeers. Though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. Oh, okay. Gosh darn it. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. Oh, they're existing in ether form. That makes sense. They need ether crystals. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If, in our idleness, we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. It is curiosity, really. It's just like, at this point, they've answered all the questions they have, and if something crosses their mind, they're like, okay, let's go figure that out. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured, they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You only need cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. Is it just one per? Are there multiple in there? So many questions. Hello. They're like in cocoons, like crystal cocoons. I'm too far away. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna come into your home. Attuning. I like that. That means something. You cast your thoughts toward the crystalline domicile, but there is no response. Uh-oh. They can't exist in this form forever? Or maybe they don't want to. You wish to speak? Very well. Pray, a moment, if you would. Maybe their moments are a little bit different than ours. You know? I'm gonna go up here and see if I can get whatever ether crystal is here. It seems pretty far. I actually don't know if we... I think it's here. Oh, there it is right there. Nice. Ether current, please. Thank you. Oh, Fenrir. Whoa, that's a spider. Look at that guy. He's like the same as the Luminors, but he's a spider being. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment. I must remember. What form did I take when last I emerged? These creatures are crazy looking. It's a Luminian. It's another Luminian, just in a different form. Do they have different names? Guess they probably, I mean, they have to, right? That was a Luminor or something like that. That's a Luminian. 8. The strange moaning comes and goes, but soon fades into silence. I don't think these guys are in the best state of mind. Or for them, like I said, I'm sure time is completely irrelevant, you know? If they consider themselves, or if they are, just biologically speaking, or I don't know, not even biologically, but materialistically speaking, if they're kind of immortal, it's kind of the thing, that's an ongoing trope with immortal beings, right? What are these guys called again? Luminors, right? No, they're Luminions too. They are the same name. But there's a Luminion in Sword and Shield form, and there's a Luminion in Spider form. I wonder if they change their forms as you fight them. Science. Here you. No changing of the form. Nope. Yeah, that was kind of sad. He just kind of collapsed and his little head fell to the ground. Not his head, like his heart. Okay, well, I feel bad about that. This place is very pretty. I love these colors. I know they're kind of cliche, I suppose. You know, they're used pretty often. But I love this whole, like, purple, blue, dark, astral colors. I like them a lot. It's a nice theme. Like, that's beautiful. Maybe it's not cliche. That's not the right word. Common. It's not like an unpopular opinion. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? No. I see. If they fail to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are naught but concentrated ether now. Oh. Worry not. There are no others who have need of these lodgings, and they will not provide a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they will be with us ere long. I spend so much time here because the Sky Universe view here is just breathtaking. That makes sense. It is very pretty. I like it a lot. Oh my goodness. So many letters now. Like every letter is messed up. This is flesh abandoned, right? There's so many things. Okay, so the L is gone. Or the L is different. The E is different. The D is gone. The E is gone and the D is gone again. These are letters though. Well, that's weird. It's not really a letter. I mean, it is, but like the E's are different. Wonder why. I love the song here too. It's just relaxing. It is pretty. It is pretty. It's very just chill. How did I start a new note? Oh, I think I pressed the A button. All right. Off-code languidly awaits their brethren's arrival. Are we actually going to get to see more Aya? That'd be neat. "30-second ad break starting. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few Aya have awakened." Ah, there they are. They did actually awaken. That's exciting. May I introduce you to Lalak, Dudik, and Nadig. Okay. Greetings. It has been too long, Kafkud. I dare say Sadr 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Kafkud, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests? A matter of proper form. Ah, yes, so long has it been. It had completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. They're all popping their heads off. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now, Nanid. The archives have long been frozen, unless we subject ourselves to further dollar? Surely you can recall that much. Dollar. Like, I know what dole means, but... Dollar. Pain. Sorrow, guilt, pain. Alright, cool. Ah, of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Do you all eat? Hey, Lucio. How's it going, man? Beings of flesh, such as they may regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate with our friendly intentions. We communicate our friendly intentions. Everything is okay? Good. Good. Sounds like you've gotten settled down a bit. That's good to hear. That's right. That's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. These jobs been denying me? Ah, that's a bummer. I'm sorry. At least you're out there trying. How many of you attempted? If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. Okay, I guess now we're going to eat. What we're going to eat, I'm not sure, but we're going to eat it. Over 40? Goodness, 13 hit me back, some didn't after reaching out, 10 declined. Well, at least, are the 13, are you still working on those then? That's a lot though, 40's a lot. This facility is where we replenish our ether. There's no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest ether. Please absorb as much as you like. How crazy. I called and they told me I gotta wait 1 to 2 weeks for a reply. That's a long time. But it's not a no, so that's something. I like how we're all just standing here. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet ether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I suspected. As meticulously as one might recreate the Aia's homeworld, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated Amara. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. Okay, I'm so effing confused. So so they aren't actual... They're all just memories. They really are just like ether and dynamis memories of the creatures that lived on these stars before they were absorbed and destroyed by Median. I guess it's that question of like, you know, is something in your mind just as real as something out of it? You know, like false memories, right? Like, is it just as real? Like, does it actually matter? That's even more complicated to answer in this world. I really am confused. So, did you have your fill of ether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A delicacy in our forms, it would seem. I'm sorry, a deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your ether? Lucio, have you been able to do anything to, like, decompress? Have you been trying to take care of yourself as best you can? I know it's hard, but... Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. It is weird, isn't it? The fact that we breathe and swallow through the same opening, not very well designed, is it? Killing it. 2020 rivalry. I can't see that on that. Oh, it's just the little guys. Just the little guys. Oh, the fact I'm broke after paying this rent. I feel you. I understand. Go to the libraries are free. I will say that. I know it's not as easy to get around, right? I'm sure it's not. Like me, I can't just walk to a library. Actually, no. The nearest library to me is like way, unfortunately, too far to walk. So think that they're, oh, yep. Vanish from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh, and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? I'm looking at schools by me at the moment. Like universities? Do they have public libraries? I actually don't know how that works. You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the Ea yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed we would eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. This is one of the worlds that... Oh, are all of these worlds actually what the Median referenced some of these worlds? So are they all more or less represented here in Ultima Thule? Most libraries here are far, yeah. From my experience, anyone can go in and read, but may not take from the light. Oh, that makes sense, actually. I don't remember, like, at UTSA here... I mean, I guess the doors were, like, always open, right? I didn't have to check. Yeah, I don't know. I think I did have to scan in. Like, you could go in, but I feel like I had to scan my ID card to get, like, through the... I don't remember. It's been years since I've been to UTSA now. Huh, I don't remember. But that makes sense, yeah. If you could swing in and just chill out in the library, use the internet, read whatever. Libraries are great. In a different life, I think I could have been a librarian. I think what they do is awesome. From the tangible such as land to the intangible such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see. Too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. Sounds like us, really. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. From my experience, anyone can go... Oh, I just read that. I saw the ad break starting. 30 seconds. But I missed the message. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. The Ea were likely Tria in Medion's report. Oh, like the third planet, Tria, right? Evidence of large population centers akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter the shackles, they went in search of infinity. They found that nothing was infinite, and that neither time nor death can be cheated. This illusion they gave up on the future and themselves. That sounds most similar to the Ea. Yeah. Thank you for checking in on that, Andy. I thought so. That when they were talking about the scientific whatever, it reminded me of what Median was talking about, right? She mentioned we only got to hear a few of them, but that one struck my memory a little bit. Deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. I would like to learn more. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, right? They are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, it is not our duty to warn them? Is it not our duty to warn them? What thinkest thou? They've come to the same conclusion, that there's no reason to live, right? That life is meaningless. If there is no end, if there is no infinite, what is the point? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bonds of the abode, a place called Elegaia. Elegaia? I think it's it could be Elegia. Elegia. We're gonna Elegia? Elegia? I don't know. I think if it was Gaia, it'd be like G-A or G-E-I-A? G-A-I-A? A fundamental truth. Uh-oh. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. We got some question marks. Where knowledge ends, or where knowledge leads. Why did it look so much bigger in that picture? Well, the only thing we're missing is another O. Oh, that's the O, right? In this case. Yeah, there's no way that these letters spell anything so far, right? That's what we got so far. Control V. Boom. I'm pretty convinced that they mean nothing. It would be cool if they did, but something seems to be weighing on Orionje's mind. Ere we join the Ea, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Dion, Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? Sure. But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode. If you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you are plotting, Orionje, but I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Elegia. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. I would not worry about that. Medion got to you too, huh? These letters are meaningless. Everything is meaningless. I think I'm just doing my best to to figure out what's a stretch and what isn't. I don't think trying to oh my goodness, all the way out there. What the hell's out there? Oh, okay. Lots of stuff is out there. My goodness. This place is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I never zoomed out. I'm sure everyone here has seen that meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where I don't know any of those characters, but what the one guy's like at the board and he's got all those like pens and papers in it and he's like pointing at it all disheveled. Like where he's trying to find a connection in something where a connection doesn't exist. Good on you for tracking the letters. I never thought to do so. Must be the Blueprints player in you, but I think they're meaningless. Yeah, I don't think there's any word so far. I think we have a couple more quests. We have 2 more quests that have like really funky looking letters. So maybe something will arise from the ashes, but I doubt it. I think they're just letters replaced with with symbols. They are Greek letters. Are they? I guess, is the infinity symbol? Is that what's that called? It's not called Omicron, is it? What? Are they all Greek letters? Ori may have cracked the case. But why are some of the E's different? That's my question, I guess. Maybe I should have looked at the Greek letters. Greek alphabet. Maybe instead of finding the letters that they replace, I should be finding the letters that are inserted. So Omega's certainly there, right? And the Alpha's certainly there. We've seen the Epsilon. We've seen a couple times. I'm not seeing the... Oh, the Omicron is just an O. I'm not seeing like that infinity symbol for the knowledge. The Iota, though, we are seeing that. Have we seen the Eta yet? I don't know that we have. I suppose it could be Theta. That Omicron symbol could be Theta instead of Omicron. It's more like a circle, like a zero with a line through it. Huh. Gloria might be onto something. Just when I was about to let go, just when I was about to admit defeat, Gloria gave me another crumb. Gloria's Hansel and Greteling me to the answer. I can never let this go now. Okay, well that's an after stream activity because we're for sure doing that. Like, for sure. I feel like we're in the Da Vinci Code now. Gotta translate the Greek letters. Now he's going to be lost in Ultima Thule until the end of time. Maybe. Aye, this place shall serve. Is it the spring that you wish to investigate? No. Pray forgive me, my friends, but there is not to investigate. He just wanted to have a private conversation. It was but a pretense to speak in private. That's what I said. You have our undivided attention. I understand why I'm here, but why is Garahatia here? As we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. Why these places? So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Dynamis? Median has taken their hearts unto herself. Median made contact with them while they still lived. I couldn't begin to guess. I mean, that'd be the most, like, reasonable assumption, right? She's essentially become like a black hole of emotions, yeah? Whereas... I'm forgetting my color theory. White reflects everything, right? Whereas black absorbs everything, yes? So she's more or less just... like, all of these emotions, all of these things, she's absorbed into herself and come to this, like, nihilistic conclusion. So it makes sense that, yeah, I mean, she just only makes sense. I'm inclined to agree. If Medion can take the emotions of others as her own, I dare say she would be able to recreate them more faithfully than had she relied on any historical account. By which logic, she must have visited them while they still lived, the dragons and the Ea both. But we knew that, right? We knew that because we were there at when Median turned. So too did I theorize, and, upon that assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Median perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own, a heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an intellechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Medion did unleash Dynamis and ushered the dragons and the Ea unto their doom. Wow. She granted them their wish. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Medians. Why do you tell us this now? Ne'er again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. Good old Oriange. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. Yeah, he's going to be the next to... If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? It is indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? At your end, right? After all that we've been through, I will only say this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado, then let us go and join our comrades. I'm guessing he didn't tell the others because they would have argued against it, right? Oriange's kind of come to terms with the fact that he's going to be the next sacrifice. He's going to be the one that has to lead them on the path next. Doesn't have to. He's just like essentially volunteering himself. And the others would have certainly stopped him. Whereas, you know, we owe it to him not to. Let us be off too, to Elegia. This is actually the last quest in the 89, so excited. We're about to turn it in. I don't feel like we've gained much in the way of experience during all of this, but I guess we did hit like 92 during the last stream, so that makes sense. But we had a dungeon to do. We'll definitely hit 93 before the end of this because we have another dungeon and another trial, so it's quite possible we'll hit 94. I think we'll be just short of 94. Wow, look at all the Ayas. Look at them all. Coming, waking up. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well.
Whoa.
Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge. For such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not.
Firstly, rude. Secondly, that voice is awesome. Really cool effect. I like it a lot.
We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same High-Induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
That's cool. Or not cool.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
She's like, yeah, sure, thanks. Boop. Off with the head.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies.
Oh, we're talking about the sun death of the universe, or the heat death of the universe?
All heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna be some, like, otherworldly, mythical event kind of situation, or rather it was just like everything dies. But the fact that they're actually talking about the heat death of the universe, that is a an actual theory, right? Like an actual event that's going to occur at some point in our future. That makes it even more, like, I don't know, awesome, I guess. It's more relatable, I suppose, more than anything else, right? Like, they're not using otherworldly concepts. They're using our concepts. Like, the way that it's written is super cool. Definitely like it. Also scary, but, you know.
In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it.
All of this is more or less true, right?
Beneath the weight of this knowledge,
to our current world.
Our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir.
Also, I think it was interesting that as soon as they said that, like, the four of us, Dion, Raha, and the twins were, like, shocked. Oriange and Y'shtola weren't. I wonder if it's... I wonder why. I wonder, you know, that reaction is different. Maybe because they're just perceiving it in a more analytical way, or maybe it's something that they already were, like, familiar with, that concept. I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, we're talking like billions of years, right?
Our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls.
Gravestones.
Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
Who's that Pokemon?
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
No, I'm not sure about that, but that sounds like something she would say.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
I don't think your conclusion is that of science, right?
As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the Air.
In my mortal years?
But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no!
Oh, it's her turn.
You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
I think... Yeah, look. She's got the tracker on her. Isn't that what that little ring is? This is Median's...
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
If she's Thunder, I would be super happy about it, actually. I know I said she was Darkness, but like...
I shall join thee.
Oh wow, both of them?
As subterfuge is not required. Thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Urianger.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Boom. Okay, I called it like all the signs. We're gonna be left with the twins in Garahatia. It's gonna be... Just do it. Ah.
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Is it our star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew.
Is she trapping those souls?
True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Aetheris.
She really is terrifying, isn't she?
To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun.
Wow.
Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
My goodness. Give her the side eye, Dion. She deserves it. Goodness. What in the world? Victory lost? I don't know what the heck that means at all. That's a T for sure, but I have no idea. Are those Greek letters too? That U shape could be an upsilon, I suppose. We've already seen iotas, so that straight line doesn't seem to mean anything. The epsilon. We've seen a chi, or a chi rather. Let's call it chi. Phi and chi. There's no chi, there's no ch sound in Latin or Greek. Huh. Well, crazy. This is a lot, isn't it? Seems like a lot. Oh, there's quests. There's blue quests. Okay, we're not done yet. Gotta do blue quests. Good. I was curious. I was like, it feels like we're not doing a lot today, but we're done with the level 39 quest. That's level 90 right there. That's our first one. So that's a later thing. Right now we have blue quests to do. So, in the middle of that, when Y'shtola was stepping into the circle, I can't believe you have the willpower not to dive into level 90. Yeah, why would I? I can wait. It's solid, but Gianna the Iron Will. No, I think another theme of this, like togetherness and like hope and friendship and all that stuff, I think has been a pretty big theme of the expansion as a whole. And I think when I was watching Y'shtola step into the circle and then Urianger quickly following behind her, I think it's very good symbolism for like sharing your grief. Does that make sense? Right? Like grief can be consuming. This like despair and this nihilistic thoughts, like depression, can be very isolating. It can be very lonely, and it's very easy to fall into the trap of like feeling that feeling of being by yourself and like suffering in silence kind of situation. And each time we've like sacrificed a scion, or a scion has sacrificed themselves, I think there's a lot of symbolism in like the idea of sharing your grief. You know, each of the scions are taking a piece of Medion's grief. I think with this whole, you know, with Urianger explaining that this place is created of Medion's dynamis, right? It's created by her memories, her feelings of these planets, of this life that she essentially extinguished, right? I think we're coming to terms with the fact that, like, not only did Medion witness their grief and hold their grief and experience it themselves, but in the end, she was the one that granted them that mercy of death. You know, I feel like that's what Urianger is kind of leading towards. And I think, you know, one of her coping mechanisms, I suppose, if she has any more, we're creating this, like her dynamis, her emotions are quite literally creating these spirits, you know, these fake false stars. Kind of like how Emmett Selk created Amarok, right? Or Amara. It's the same kind of situation, you know? He was trying to process his grief of losing his world, and so he created a false one, and I think Medion has kind of done the same thing. And so I think with Thancred sacrificing himself, and then Estinian sacrificing himself, and then Y'shtola and Urianger sacrificing themselves, I really think they're taking a piece of Medion's grief. Like they are becoming a part of it. And I think in that is where we are going to get like a lot going forward. I think that's going to be super important, right? Is because in order to stop grief, what do? Like, you have to find support. You have to find acceptance. You have to find your own motivations. And it's much easier to do when you have that like support system, when you have that, like, when you have a group of people, when you have people around you that are there to hold you up. And I really think that the Scions are going to provide that at some point in the end. I've been making the joke, right? I think a lot of this whole all ends with hope, right? This all ends with friendship and like this kumbaya feeling of just everybody being happy with each other. But at this point, it's kind of like, I think we need to do that with Medion, right? We have to not just defeat her. There's no way, you don't defeat grief, right? There is no defeating the end of something, right? Even to these people's point, right? The heat death of the universe is going to happen eventually, right? You have to find your own meaning. You have to be able to work through it. And so even though you can't defeat grief, there are ways to fight against it. There are ways to, continue to push forward. And I think that's what we're leading up to now. Anyway, that's just my opinion of what we're seeing. So we'll see if it plays out. I feel like I have a lot of opinions and theories, so whatever. Makes a lot of sense. If Fordola, Yotsuyu, Emmett Selk had been able to share their burdens, they could have followed very different paths. Yeah, for sure, right? Like, yeah. They all felt alone. They all felt like, isolated, like they were the last. And some of them quite literally were the last. For Emmett Selk's point, right? Like, he had Elidibus, I suppose, but the Asians at that point were like so old and so, ancient, for lack of a better word. They really didn't. They were so separated from their original identities that all they had was their role. That's all they really believed in. The thinking of Ea is quite visibly ruminating. Or the thinking Ea. How fortunate that you are here, corporeal being, for we are in need of your assistance. Also, I think we did, we said that Y'shtola was this darkness and, that Urianger was lightning, like thunder. I think that portal was definitely more Urianger than Y'shtola. but I don't think it disproves like this whole element thing. But yeah, it's interesting. It made a lot of sense when you Shola stepped forward, right? Like her pursuit of knowledge has kind of been her thing this whole time. That's been her identity. It's just learning. So it's cool that she would kind of connect with these people, right? Like she probably sees a lot of herself in these individuals. What's the point? Well, what's the scientific reason for all of it? But anyway, I'm sure you saw some of my kind drifting about the untamed wilds just over there. As I understand, they are building their spirits together as one in hopes of diluting their consciousness and thereby erasing their sorrows. Unfortunately, the resulting amalgam doubtless longs for more minds to incorporate, and if other Ea approach it, we may be drawn into the growing mass against our will. Your corporeal form seems to outweigh your mental capacity, so you should be safe, however. Please destroy the collective consciousness before it kills us all. Your ready acceptance gladdens me. I believe that if you lay waste to 2 wandering souls, the amalgam will appear. Do be aware that while your mind is safe, it may be present, or may present other dangers should it realize what you were attempting. Dion, you're super dense, so you should be super fine. They do not want to absorb your soul. I just realized that I have hyper potions bound. That's pretty convenient. Remember to use those on occasion. Gonna get both of their attention real quick. Oh yeah, I now have Rise of the Dragon. I don't know if anybody caught that the last time. We have it though. Goodbye. It's pretty cool. And I'm destroying these guys at level 90. I don't think they're supposed to be too terribly difficult, but I'm having no trouble fighting them. Our DPS is kind of nuts. Thinking Ea. I see you made quick work of the amalgam. Of course, it is well within each Ea's right to choose when they wish to end their own existence, but to force others to join them, however accidentally, is another matter. This whole ordeal has led me to construct how I should meet my own demise. Ah, forgive me. I forgot such matters are left to choice for your kind. Gloria, I don't know if you're there, but Andy's reaching out to you. Maybe you can hear me versus see his message. Truthfully, I envy you. To go forth each day full of vigor, not knowing when your lives will unexpectedly snuffed out. It must feel incredible. My apologies if I have made you uncomfortable. I am unused to speaking with mortals. Be assured that I appreciate your help, and you have given me much to think about regarding death, or perhaps life. Good. No nuke. No nuke. Their nuke appears to be staring right through you, a most stimulating discussion. Pardon me, traveler. I lack the sense of time as perceived by those of finite lifespans, but might you be able to spare a moment to speak with some of my fellow Ea? It is rare to find one so unmarred by the scars of deepest wisdom. Your appearance and perceptions as an outsider differ so much from our own that I wonder if a degree of interaction might prove stimulating for both parties. Much obliged. I shall mark their location on your map. They tend to spend considerable time frequenting their usual haunts. Love it. It's like they treat us like lesser beings, essentially. More like animals. Not quite like animals, but it's just funny that they're so direct they don't even think that they're offering offense, right? They're just like, you're stupid. Meditating Ea. It's cool though, that looks like an ether crystal, right? What a curious being you are. Have my peers discovered how to regain their corporeal forms while I remained lost in thought? No, of course not. Come to think of it, I wonder if we ever possessed the peculiar form that you do now. Oh dear, I fear this always happens when I delve too deep into such ruminations. The very moment I attempt to regain clarity, it triggers this most unpleasant reaction. If my fellow Aya have not found a way for us to reacquire... Guy, come on, I'm kind of busy. Was doing something. Yep, guess I'm dumb, but this heat death thing doesn't bother me too much. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, where were we? Oh, off with your head. If my fellow Aya have not found a way for us to reacquire our corporeality, perhaps it falls to me to mediate further upon the matter. In any event, pray leave me to my cogitations. Cogitations, not cogitations. Cogitations. I don't really want to fight. That guy's staring right at me. I didn't even realize it had an eyeball. That arguably makes it scarier. Yeah, the whole heat death of the universe thing, it's pretty terrifying if you really think about it. It's best not to think about it, I guess. How curious. An unfamiliar corporeal life form calls out to me as I wait in vain for the inevitable coming of the end. This is indeed the chance of a lifetime, mayhap of many lifetimes, and so I pose to you this question. Tell me, traveler, what is the true nature of life and the universe? An eternal adventure. A deep forest where predators lurk. 42. Nice. Hitchhikers. It would seem you still have much to learn, and yet I almost envy your blissful ignorance. It reminds me of feelings that I and my kind have long since forgotten. I guess before the heat death, though, our sun will probably explode first, right? Whoa, what are you? You look like the Omega level cheater. Oh, it is. Inquisitive Aya. Oh, you must be that traverser from beyond who has been causing quite the stir around our abode. I guess so. What a stroke of luck. In fact, I had been hoping I might have the opportunity to exchange thoughts with you and your companions. Well, 2 of them are gone already, so here I am. For you see, I have far too long whiled away my days in listless banality, drifting waywardly as my mental faculties dulled and slowed. I so longed to strike up a stimulating conversation with a traveler, yet for so long none would pay me a visit. That said, I never imagined you would have such a strange physical form. Pray tell, how do you keep your balance? What keeps your innards from spilling out through one of your multiple orifices in your body? Oh, but pardon me, truly I mean no offense. Clearly, life in your world found this shape to be suitable, perhaps even necessary, for your survival. Perhaps our own original form was equally horrifying. Great, I'm glad I've given you something to think about. We're stupid and ugly. Pretty much what he just said. You're dumb and dumber. Dumb and stupid. Stupid and ugly. Hideous, actually. Dude, don't worry about my organs and my orifices. They're right where they need to be, thank you. Sphincters are pretty incredible things, though, if you think about it, right? Where would we be without them? We just wouldn't, I guess. Did you encounter my acquaintances? I can only hope that they derived the same sense of stimulation from conversing with you as I myself did. For if so, we may yet discover a means to attain the moratorium known as death. Until that time, should you ever be in the mood for a discussion on the profound and inevitable meaningless of the universe, we will be here waiting. Yes, always waiting. Hooray. Okay. So, there we go. We finished 2 quests. Is it showing me where the next one is? Maybe. I actually have never tried that. Or is it just... is that just the center of the area? Yeah, it's just the center. Okay. Question asked and answered. Weird. I did it too fast. know that was that deep. Since I can't fly here, I can't swim here, which is so weird. Alrighty. Well, with that, we're done with the 89 stuff. And we did our 2 ether quests. So, or ether current quests. There we go. Words. It was a good day. Solid. 3.5 hours. Not bad. Let's see if Brittany has messaged me. She has. Let's see. Do. All right, let's see if she responds quickly enough. Either way, no matter how long the day is, we'll be finishing it either tomorrow or Sunday. We have all the level 90 stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quests. We have a dungeon. We have a trial. The trial, right? This is the end of the expansion. Big deal. No, I'm not sorry. Not big deal as in big deal. Big deal as in it's a big deal. And so, yeah, should be good. Good stuff. That quest line was crazy long, though. 7 hours to get through 89. Like, usually it's like 8 hours-ish to get through 2 quest lines, 88 and 89. Not this time. This time it was 7 hours, 7.5 hours just to get through the 89 quest line. Insane, actually. But we did the Atelioscope and the Mother Crystal Dungeon and Raid. We made it to Ultima Thule. And now we have to figure out. An hour of that was mourning the lack of multiple classes leading into one job this morning. Oh, you're right. Did we really chat for an hour? Probably. Yeah, so I mean, conservatively, we can say 7 hours. Because I think we went a little over 4 hours, closer to 5 last time, but who knows how long we talked there. But yeah, still a long chain of quests, regardless whether it was 7 or 8 hours. Definitely above average when it comes to a leveled quest line. But regardless, we will finish it this weekend, 90. So good stuff coming up in August. I'm excited for it. Another year. Tomorrow will be 3 years of streaming. Kind of crazy. Didn't think I'd be streaming. Well, I didn't know if I'd be streaming that long, so it's pretty neat that we got to do it. No stream Monday, Tuesday. And then we'll be back Wednesday with Final Fantasy Tactics. So I'm excited to platinum that game. Should be a good one. Paladrin, thanks for being here, friend. Like I said, we'll be here one or both days this weekend. Brittany is messaging me back right now. I can see the little text bubbles. So we're just waiting. Waiting. As far as I know, I'm going to be there. I don't really have a reason not to be. Thanks. It makes me feel real loved. So no stream tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday then to finish up the 90 stuff. Yeah, so that's exciting. That's exciting. So on the weekends in August, like on the Saturdays, I want to start doing some raid content with friends. So hopefully we can finish up 6.1 on Friday or Saturday, one of the two of next weekend, and then start the raid content with people. So the raids, the Alliance raid, and the trials and stuff. I really have a lot of stuff that I'd like to get done before we go on. So I think my plan will be still doing Final Fantasy Fridays as well as Saturday and Sunday. So that'll give us plenty of time, I think, to work through the 6.x content But Saturdays specifically, I would like to have dedicated to, you know, the raids, like the trials. So I think Broom, I think Gloria mentioned that she'll be available on Saturdays like after 1 p.m.-ish. So my plan will be like around 1:30-ish or so, trying to get a group together. And doing like a raid or doing a trial or doing some farming or something. We have a lot of stuff to catch up on. We've got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I need to do the Yorha raid for Endwalker. I still need to do some of the trial. I need to farm the trials for Stormblood, right? I don't have all the Kamoi. I need to do the, I guess the Alliance raid is, yeah, wait, is Yorha the raid or the Alliance raid? I might need to do both. I don't remember. I feel like I've done one of them. Have I done either of them? I don't know. We did Eden. Eden is Endwalker. So we have done Eden, I think, but we haven't done the other one. So yeah, we still have Yorha, whichever one that one is. I think if that's the Alliance raid. I have done the raid for Eden, and then I have to do all the stuff for Endwalker, obviously. Or I'm sorry, I mixed it up. Yorha's Shadowbringers. I've done Eden and Shadowbringers. I still need to do Yorha, which is the Alliance raid. Endwalker. I need to do all the Endwalker stuff, obviously, because I haven't unlocked it yet. So I've got a lot of stuff to do. I want to be as caught up as I possibly can be before the 29th of August so that I can knock out, or so that I can just start the 24-hour stream with Dawn Trail. So that's the plan. We'll do the same thing we did last year. You can pick our job for half an hour. So whatever job you want to see me play, you can use your channel points. We'll start the timer when I'm ready to like start content, and then we'll just play for 30 minutes, and then we'll switch back to normal story content. You can keep it going as long as you want. They're your channel points. I don't care. But we'll bounce around. Obviously, if we're playing Dragoon or Paladin, maybe if we're playing a class that's at level, then we'll just continue with the story, and that way we're not missing anything, you know. But if we're playing something that's lower level, which is 90% of the other jobs that I have unlocked, then we'll do random stuff. You can suggest something when you redeem it, all kinds of fun stuff. And then I think we're going to try to do some giveaways and things like that too. So I have a bunch of Steam keys. So yeah, I think that's it. It's gonna be a fun August. But yeah, tomorrow will be 3 years of streaming. So we'll be back on Sunday. For that. And then after that, we'll be back on the 5th. So. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. As always, love you guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being here as much as you can be. I will be back on Sunday to finish up Endwalker. Well, the 6.0 part of Endwalker, anyway. Yeah, at around 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And I hope to see you all there. Bye, everybody. My phone's over here. I was messaging Brittany. I was going to press the button. Not awkward at all. Love you, bye.
Spacious. So this is where you spend your time, huh? Yeah.
Situations more than dire. Integrity is up for hire. Selling to the highest buyer, but the source all comes from the wrong supplier. Friendly fire, friendly fire. Can't let the level go any higher. Ask yourself, what do you require? Long life, long nights, what do you desire? I'm yearning for the world is burning. Spurning evil thoughts I'm learning. One truth you can't deny. Ask how, who, what, where, when, and why. Friendly fire, friendly fire. Under friendly fire, friendly fire. If I go viral, I send a message. If you go viral, you stand infection. Wild West in the wrong direction. Least of my worries cause of God's discretion. My time, you better with each and every letter. I said if you wanna leave, let her. Dad said if you wanna lead, then get up. Rise to the okays, you get no erection. I've done reflections, I've learned some lessons. Don't wanna be smith, keep my mind a lesson. No such thing as a compromise. The opposing team all compromised. Friendly fire, friendly fire. Under friendly fire, friendly fire.
this is nowhere near anything that I've had before. This is a dream galore. My brain is on the floor, tripping in swag, of course. Took 3 shots to the liver now. Make a slip face and come back for more.
How long have we been standing for? Someone brought me cake, how long have we been planning for? Cameras out, candles out, sight, different angles now. All these limbs ain't mine, now my brain has different handles now. What you mean, Dairy Queen, I'm the Oreo? Cause you be...
Wait, whose cake is this? Oh, we're here.
It's my birthday, how come no one told me let me go and get the Bombay? Cut the cake and my hands feel like butter. Everything I say feels no different from another. Words and syllables start to jumble all together, bouncing back and forth and they're lighter than a feather.
Words are delicious.
Life is still in my hand, but I feel it getting distant. And now I don't understand, but I think I'm on a mission. I look up and realize I'm still in the same position. Wait, how's that even?
Oh, we're here, and this is nowhere near anything that I've had before. This is a dream galore. My brain is on the floor, tripping in swag, of course. Took 3 shots to the liver now. Make a slip face and come back for more. We're still here.
There's a second verse. Brain dumb like Ivy. Need a second nurse. Show you worse. In reverse. Did it all in one go, no rehearse. She said she gotta go, that's the worst. Tell me how much for the lift I'll reimburse. Adios. Now we're merged. Time to bang out all the bangers till